Welcome everybody from Fort Lauderdale Beach. Today we're going to be taking the famous water taxi. Takes you around all of the Intracoastal Waterway in Fort Lauderdale and has connections to Hollywood as well. This water taxi has 10 stops in total. In case you don't know, Fort Lauderdale is also known as the Venice of America because it has over 160 miles of waterways. So it's a popular destination for boaters. This water taxi in particular costs $40 and you have it for the day. So let's go ahead and board what also has a narrated tour on the vessel. 2 stories, they serve drinks, snacks. We're gonna have a good time. By the way, if anybody is seeing this before the Panthers parade on Sunday, the stop I'm gonna get on the boat is where you're gonna get off for the parade. This is the swimming facility, International Swimming Hall of Fame, and the parade would just be down there on A1A. The water taxi just left as I was approaching, so I guess this is a good way to show you guys how long it takes to wait for the next one. I just read on the website that it takes about 30 to 45 minutes for the next boat to come. Hopefully that is not true and they come faster because it is blazing hot today. The guy's coming here a little faster. So we've only been waiting maybe about 10-15 minutes. All right, we just got on the water taxi from stop number 6 after waiting just about 10 minutes. Now we are well underway to sail the Intracoastal Waterway. I think we're gonna hit all the stops on this trip. I don't know if we'll get off at any stop, but I think we're gonna go sail around as far as this water taxi can take us. Look at that mansion. Holy crap, that looks so nice. So this right here is home to the largest boat show in the world. This is where all the boats will gather for that boat show.
Jungle Queen.
Look at that Jungle Queen. Look at that. Just waving as we pass by.
That's made in the Netherlands.
Oh my goodness. Look at that yacht.
We are not allowed to tell you who owns it, but you can surely look it up.
Holy hell. They're not allowed to tell us who owns that yacht. So through the power of editing, I'm going to just throw up the name of the person after I've researched it. I'll let you know. But that is huge. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't stop there. Like I said, this is the Marina where that boat show takes place. Oh my goodness, look at that.
It is a beach stop.
There is the new convention center. Right there, the new Broward Convention Center. It is absolutely massive. Wow. So according to the tour guide, this is Tom Cruise's house.
That's a wheelchair.
Not sure if he still lives here, but at some point I guess he did live in one of these homes. So Tom Cruise's house was that one. Wow, look at that.
5 bedrooms.
Oh my goodness, what a beauty. Look at this. Apparently it's being sold for $88 million. Look at all the solar panels on the roof. Playground over at the end. Wow. Apparently it was lowered from 98 million to 88 million according to the tour guide, but there is a for sale sign right over there. Wow. As we continue to sail, oh my goodness. This house is absolutely massive. That is one property, so the tour guide said. Jesus Christ. So we are on the smaller water taxi, but look at this. I knew there was a bigger one with the bar. How do I get on that one? So this is the smaller of the fleet that they have. As you guys saw, there's a 2-story one. I think we're going to try to get that one. We want to have some fun. I don't think we're getting off the boat. I think we want to have some fun on board. Check out this yacht going underneath right now. Ooh, look at that.
Gravity of the fuel is 6.6.
Oh my goodness. A lot of money going around Fort Lauderdale. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we just got off at stop number 4 after getting on at 6. You can see a cruise all the way over there at Port Everglades. We're standing directly underneath that overpass I showed you guys. And of course the water taxi is still there. We're gonna see if we can wait for the bigger one. That's the fun one. So apparently the bigger vessel that I want to take doesn't come by until 2 hours from now. So the only one running today. So I think I'm gonna catch a regular water taxi again in about 20 minutes. I don't know which direction this is going, but it has a bar, so I am going on because I have no plans. All right, we've got the regular water taxi we took and the Hollywood connection. We're just gonna get on because there's a bar. Thank you. Hello. How you doing, brother? Good, good. How are you guys? This one has a bar, bench-like seating where you can sit, lay your drink down, take in the views. I'm not sure which side I'm gonna sit on yet. This looks fun. Then of course, if you want, you can also sit outside where there's more seats over towards the end of the boat. And then you can, well, actually, no, this is restricted. You can't go up there. I thought there was 2 floors. It's where the captain sits. So the lady told me that this Hollywood Express route, I don't know if it has Express in the name, I just threw that in there. This Hollywood route is 1 hour going and 1 hour coming. I have no plans, so I got on, I don't care. There is a bar to keep us entertained. It's a bigger vessel, and I honestly don't know where I'm going, so that's adding to the fun of it. So I just want to show you guys why it's going to take an hour to get there, because we're headed toward Margaritaville in Hollywood Beach, which is the red at the bottom, and we're currently up here. So it's going to take an hour to get all the way down there. We're going to pass by the port, so we're going to see some cruise ships, and then an hour to come right back to here. All right, we're officially underway. The captain did say it would take about 40 minutes, not an hour. We're going to go at a 5-mile pace. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'll take this one right here. All right. Just got this drink right here, which has iced tea, lemonade, and vodka. Oh, this is sick. We're passing right in front of Celebrity Reflection here at Port Everglades.
And he'll stand behind the captain.
This is a very important port for South Florida. Of course, we are still passing Port Everglades to the less glamorous side, but the most important side, which is our container ships. Get a lot of our fuel for South Florida right in through Port Everglades. So if this port ever goes down, which it has due to excessive flooding, then we run out of fuel, and it has happened recently actually. I think in the past year or 2. So this is a critical point for fuel in South Florida. Anything that stops this means we will stop getting our fuel at the gas stations. So at that bar, Tiki Tiki, you get 10% off if you show your water taxi receipt. All right, we have made it to Hollywood. We're just a few minutes from docking to Margaritaville. Just like Tiki Tiki, you also get a discount at Margaritaville for having a water taxi ticket. So that's another benefit of just riding with them and not having to drive. One thing the tour guide mentioned that I did not even think about, me enjoying World War II history, and the video that I just made was about World War II in South Florida, is the fact that during the threat of the German U-boats in the Atlantic, this was a waterway that they can safely use to get through, so they can move a lot of vessels through the Intracoastal Waterway and not be at risk of being noticed by the U-boats that may be offshore in the Atlantic. Keeping an eye on the radar, because summers in South Florida, or Florida in general, can be, they are predictable, but the storms itself can pop up at any minute, so we need to make sure we don't get caught in any of that. All right, we're pulling in right now. Right when you get off, you're greeted by a bar, and I think you do get a discount at the bar as well. I'm not sure actually, it might just be for food. All right, so it turns out that they're actually going to go back right now, immediately, in a few minutes. So I don't have time to get off. Screw it, let's get a drink at the Margaritaville bar. We are allowed to take our drinks on board. We got about 10 minutes. Hopefully the bartender is somewhere here. So that's another thing. You can order a drink, get right back on, hit your next stop. I don't know if the bartender sees me, but the boat's gonna leave. Actually, the captain of the ship is at the bar right now. I'm sure he's just resting, he's not drinking. But when he goes, I go. All right, just got the 5 o'clock somewhere because it only felt right to get. Our captain is still there, so we're not gonna miss this boat. Man, what better way to enjoy this Friday afternoon than with a drink from Margaritaville on a boat sailing the Intracoastal Waterway here. Views aren't so pretty now because the clouds are starting to come in with the rain and the storms, but if you look this way, it's like nothing's going on. Keeping an eye on the radar, that's what you gotta do. If you ever visit South Florida in the summer, download My Radar or any radar app and keep it handy, because you never know. I like that they mentioned that they're looking at the radar and they're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. It's pretty much stationary and or moving north. So I don't think it'll be a concern for us riding parallel to it, but it is something of concern. So if it does rain, they do have ponchos on board. He just jokingly said that it was $50 each, but either way, it is covered in this part. So if you get some rain, you can either sit here under the cover, or if it's windy and blowing rain, just go right inside where the little bar area is. You can see one of the cranes actively working to grab those containers and bring them onto the port. There you go, it's being lifted. Look at that, it is being lifted really fast actually.
Around the same time of year.
He's talking about the flood that I mentioned earlier that cut off basically all the fuel supply to South Florida. It was awful. You had to have a full tank or be willing to wait in a long line.
Our dock and onto a gate.
Here we can get a better view from the backside of that new convention center that they're building. It's also going to have a hotel as well and shops. So I just made it off of the Hollywood Express route, which is this vessel right over here. And I want to explain to you how this works because they did a really good job of explaining it on board. So there are 10 stops in total in the Fort Lauderdale area. Then you have the Hollywood Express, which takes you from this stop right here. This is stop number 4, and it goes down to Hollywood, drops you off at Margaritaville, as you guys saw. So in between stop 4 and 1, excluding this Hollywood route, you have the downbound route. So that will take you through stops 3, 2, 1. Then you have stop 4 going up to stop 10. Anything in between 4 and 10 would be the upbound route. And another important note is that the last boat is at 10 p.m. So they advise you to get on that boat by 9 p.m. so you have time to get back to where you started at, otherwise you'll be stranded. This brochure talks to you about every stop and all of the restaurants, bars, things to do at each stop, as well as the discounts that you get. So for example, we are at stop number 4. We can get 20% off the entire bill at the Hilton, or we can get 15% off at Press and Grind, Carlos and Pepe's, 20% off with purchase of an entree. We started at stop number 6, so we can go to Senor Frog's and get 15% off food only. The International Swimming Hall of Fame, 10% off entire purchase at the gift shop. So it's not just food and beverages. Of course, the big ass boat that I wanted to do this morning arrives when I'm done filming, but this will be my ride back. I'll take one. Appreciate it. Thank you. So the good thing is if it rains while you're on board, they do have free ponchos you can take, courtesy of Water Taxi. All right, so this is what I think is their biggest boat yet in their fleet. You can see we're completely covered down here. A lot of benches, a full service bar over there. And then there is an upstairs portion that you can actually go up. The other one was just for the captain. This one actually has a top level deck that is covered. And then some nice views of the Intracoastal Waterway where it is raining right now. All right, we had to get off at stop 5. I'll explain to you guys in a bit. You can see the different kinds of vessels that Water Taxi operates. We've obviously got the big one we just got off. And then we've got these that are more enclosed, so if there's really heavy rain, it's definitely gonna shield you. All right, I am back home. I have something that I do want to mention that is super important. I was gonna end the video before coming back to where we started off at stop 6, but I'm glad I did not end the video because something happened on that big boat that we wanted to take in the morning, and we ended up getting it on the way back. So since that boat is really big, the tide pretty much affects whether or not it can reach certain stops. For example, we started at stop 6, so that's where I wanted to go. However, the high tide was in place, so we could not. So it was going to either stop 5 or stop 7. So if you want to get off at stop 6, you have to get off at the other stops and then kind of catch the smaller boat to stop 5, because that small boat that we first got on in the beginning of this video can go into any stop regardless of the tide. So that is something really important if you want to get on the what I think is the best ship out of all of the water taxis. 2 levels, a full service bar, and it's just really nice. They have really long seats in the bottom and the top. So if you do want to get that and you're kind of fixated on a certain stop you want to get off at, make sure you ask beforehand, because you don't know if the tides are high, then they might not reach that certain point. So for stop 6, they couldn't get there. I don't know if there's any other stops along the 10 stops that they service that factors in the tides, but that was just my experience. With that said, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions about water taxi, let me know in the comments below. I'll be checking and responding. Details are in the description. If you're planning on taking it to the Panthers parade on Sunday, I think this is honestly the best and most exciting way to get there, because you get to go along the water in the Intracoastal Waterway and then go and get dropped off literally just like a block or 2 from the parade route. So consider taking it. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.